What is up, Angels and Airwaves fans? We have a reaction today to Love, and we're going to do part one of Love, which was released, again, the internet's very inaccurate, but 2010 according to what I saw. If that's the wrong year, let me know. Two amazing albums, I Empire and We Don't Need a Whisper. We Don't Need a Whisper was something that really got me into Angels and Airwaves. For sure, that album was amazing, and I Empire was a really strong follow-up. I think still to this moment, I would prefer We Don't Need a Whisper by a little bit, but I think both albums are very amazing, and it's definitely up to opinion and who you are. This, though, is an album that, even though I would say not as many people said this was their favorite, I think there was still a couple that said they were favorite, and a lot of people still liked it. So I'm very interested, like, how does this album compare to the other albums. I also saw there was like a remix or something. I'm not going to do that in this half or the well, part one. But I will do a separate video maybe of it. Maybe put it somewhere. I'll definitely do it. Yeah, we're just going to get to the reaction. I'm going to do the first half of Love Part 1 today. My goal, and this is a very much important goal, is to not wait to upload Part 2 for Part 1. Try not to upload it too long from now. Even though I have to catch up on some albums, we're going to do Plus 44 for people that know that band. Probably a lot of you. And I have a couple more, but you know, we're still going to get to this fast. I love the album cover. You have an astronaut pretty much singing the moon. It's very much not, it's not a realistic, but it's very much, I think the imagery of it, it's very interesting. I like the album cover. I'm not even going to research what the first title means, but I have no clue what language that is. Yeah, but first track, you know what it is. I like how, again, there's just a lot of... I hear a flute. Interesting. I don't know if I expected a flute to open out. Back and forth between the sides. Guitar? I think that's guitar. This is very much... I'm thinking there's something outside or in my room that's making some of these noises. It's very not normal. I like how there's a pulse, a very eighth note type pulse in the back with the kick and the bass. It's very soft, subtle. There's a thunderstorm outside too, so if you might catch out some thunder. Just to let you know. I like the strings. It sounds like strings on the right. It's interesting. A lot of sounds going on. It's a huge build-up. That's something they really do. And I think the way this track's look at the time, it seems like an intro. Which is cool. I think intros are an amazing way to do an album. A lot of interesting sounds though in this. It's very interesting how much detail went into this track. And we're gonna let it play for effect into the Flight of Apollo. That's concerning. Okay. The vibe was kind of like turning into a weird thing there for a second. Literally, this is like, out of all the albums I've listened to so far in my whole life, this is sounding the most, and out of all the Angels and Airwaves, this is the most space ambient stuff going on. This is like the band of space, I don't know. Interesting. It's very much in the back with the vocals. Is there a kick? Something felt coming. That's funny. What? Wait a second. Could be a song reference there. Maybe not. This feeling we're all alone in one big world just to realize that all these so a lot going on. So it doesn't hurt so badly. So life doesn't hurt so badly. There is so much going on. It's ridiculous. This is very much not what I expect. This part right here sounds a bit more rock for Angels and Airwaves, particularly, but I completely know where it's coming from, so. Then you got this part, and then you got another part. That's a cool one. I like this. Really love the switch, the guitar, playing the notes. Like this right here too. I'm not catching the lyrics as much because there's so much going on. But it's interesting what I'm hearing. It's in the back again. This song's complex. There's different sections. I think there's a lot of sections. 4 different distinct sections, I think. I like that right there. That kick is so, and we're back there. Here. That kick almost feels like it's not in the headphones. It's mastered so catch a little bit more on the lyrics. I definitely like the messages here. Okay, so you have a string going up just 8s or 1s. I'm not sure the tempo. It's Cat Thief. That's a reference to Boxcar Racer. Okay. But right there in the strings, you had the 8th notes, and then you had a syncopated strings going with that, which made it really complex. Okay, so we're gonna have literally there was no stop in the music. It literally went to the next song, but we're gonna pause. The album's going right into each other. It's like one song. That was the first, that was maybe, I don't know, that just left a really good impression, and I'm blown away. That's just on a whole new level, I think. This is high hopes for the album. This is really high hopes. This is like, that was definitely a better opener, I think, to this album than it was for I Empire, and the reason being is just, it did so much more, explored so much. And even though Angels and Airwaves rely on their sound of just, it's kind of not, it's not stagnant in a way, but it's definitely relies on just root in terms of just chord quality and just how the song goes. This explored it and did it in a best way possible and explored so many details. It went to different sections. That was a 10 out of 10. It's very interesting how all these tracks are really connected even more than the previous albums. I absolutely enjoyed that track. That was amazing. And the intro was really good too. I'm entertained very much by this. Okay, new track. Young London. Listen to this rock. I like this combination of sound. a really nice crash cymbal addition. Listen to the guitar, it's just really well done.
And we're stuck in time, we feel alone in a strange blue ocean, and we're all scared as death to die.
There's stuff he's singing about true things, you know.
I'm not the one to admit it's helpless. I have a sense that we will be alright. I wish for peace with electric silence to keep our hearts beating on our minds. It's suit up, boys. We're on vacation with endless stay and reservation status girls who will wait while dying inside. How will they get by? Suit up, boys.
I really love the verse and the lyrics. The chorus kind of was confusing at first. I think I get it.
Know yourselves and take what you ask for. Let it go. No fights on the dance floor. Suit up, boys. Let's ride it. It's the weekend. Get down, girls, and dance with your best friend. Show yourselves and take what you ask for. Let it go. No fights on the dance floor.
It's an interesting way to present the chorus.
It's the weekend. Get down, show yourselves and take what you ask for. Let it go. No fights on the dance floor. Night gets better. The waits so wonderful. They move to
I kind of get what he's saying, though.
so colorful and kiss like flowers that breathe.
It's interesting. It's very interesting.
Songs get louder. It feels so natural. The night gets better. The waits so wonderful. They
Something may potentially be wrong with Spotify. Because felt like track 2 wins a track 3, and then this is a whole new song in middle of track 3. Double checking too. I like this vibe. Oh, we're on a new song. So I guess this is very interesting, but this is an album. Like, this is literally track leading to track. It sounded like it worked with going into the next track, which is Shove, and I love it. I definitely like it. It's just very different the way it went to the next track. It was interesting the way he presented it, but it definitely fits in the theme with the love, and I definitely like the way he's presenting it, the whole topic. I think it's about it's definitely about peace and stuff. I definitely feel that's a vibe on this, and just loving each other. I feel like that's definitely a theme so far, and I want to see where it goes. I like Young London. It was very weird how it kind of changed into the track, but it connected into this track. It's just very weird how they did that. You kind of have to listen to the album to get the experience, and I wonder if they did that on purpose, so you have to listen to the album. It's so weird. We're gonna get to Shove. I also, by the way, I've noticed that the plays on this first part of the album are very, very much similar. There's not much disparity between them, which is actually good. That's consistency. We'll see. I forgot. I think Love Part 1 was popular by people. Tell me if you love Part 1 or Part 2 more, by the way. We're going to go into Shove, though. A 6-minute, 34-second track. Very long. If you want to do only 5 tracks, because we're going to do 6 tracks next time to balance the length. These are really long. It's a couple long tracks in here. Drums have been really good in this album so far. The guitar, you have a lot of good elements into it.
forget the things that you own and travel almost anywhere you can go. Down to
Nice.
the tree tips, set them ablaze inside your head.
interesting topic. I definitely feel like it's continuing the theme, but I have to re-listen to this, like maybe even tonight, like right after, because it's interesting.
It can be so bold and so cavalier to reach out to the fire, her soul sending here. It can be like death that blows like a breeze.
I like this part right here. It really expands the sound, the more full.
I hate to feel the shallow ground giving way. I never let myself fall this much astray. Yourself,
Interesting.
you some help, 'cause sometimes it comes
I love the vocal line, singing.
in love. She said, show me the way, and you won't regret.
These tracks are just very
Sometimes it comes with a sharp
interesting. Very interesting way of saying it. Kind of very creative. I have a feeling this song's gonna split too into like a whole new thing.
She said, if you're ever alone, then your heart will know. It can call to mine. I'll be at
Ooh.
your side.
If you're ever alone, your heart will know. If you reach out to mine, I'll be on your side. I think that's what he said.
I'll be at your
That was really good. I like that. Cool guitar. There's a lot of things going on. Just a very much listen to that full album experience, isn't it? Yeah, these wouldn't work as well with singles. Or they would cut it down probably. It's just so interesting how they're doing it. Very different. This band is very different than almost anything else. Very original in their sound. Kind of ended. It's so weird how the songs are just changing in like the back half of the song. It's again, I feel like it's for the purpose of just telling the viewer to, listen to the album. It flows into each other. Definitely maybe the most I've ever seen, because it's really designed to. Yeah, really good song. The messages are very powerful on this album. I really love the way the messages are flowing through it and the soundscape. This is very strong. Yeah, I don't have much more to say about that track. I feel like it's a very much an album experience rather than a track by track experience, and only going to do 5 tracks just because this album is incredibly long. Balance it best, I guess, because if I did 6 now, I would do 5 later. I would rather do 5 now and then 6 later, because there was 2 6 minutes on this half and 5 minutes, right? No, there was only a 2 minute. So the thing is with this half, and sometimes with Angels Airwaves, is their albums are so weird with the time frame. Like, we start off with a 2:33, and then we go to 6 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 4 minutes. So I want to do 6 tracks, but I'm going to do 5 just because it would help me get the video out. I'll do the rest very soon. Like, this is a different scenario because there's part 2 to this album, and it's a continuation, I feel like. So we'll only do 5, but, that also means there will be 6. That also means there will be 6 next time, so. Epic Holiday track 5. And while this ad's loaded, getting through, we'll see. I will make this a priority to do. I really want to re-listen to this first 5 tracks. There's just so much going on, too. It's ridiculous. I feel like I've listened to a whole album worth of stuff. Yeah, this isn't an ad. This very interesting choice. A lot of noises. Not sure what these synths are, but they're interesting. This guitar tempo really picked up. Kind of snuck its way gradually up. Something they do. Fast tempo. Sort of, right? Interesting. I like how it's the up-tempo kind of broke the form of the album. Feels a little bit different than the album, but the topic kind of still is going through. Still elements of Angels and Airwaves. It's just a little bit different for the album. It's really catchy. Well, it's a very interesting way to put life as. That was a lot of noises. Really perfect mastering on the album. I haven't mentioned as much this time, but you know, I kind of expected. Angels and Airwaves is really top tier with that. It's good to have a track like this in the album. It's a bit more mainstream sounding than the other stuff, but at the same time, sort of a mainstream-ish type sound adding to an album is sometimes what I think makes some of the albums the best albums. You have to have a mix of it. A good first half. Yeah, this is really good. I think topics, it's very much more clear. I don't know. For a first half standpoint, I like this more than I Empire for the first half of part 1. So really, it's 4 parts to the whole thing, but yeah, this album has a really interesting way of putting it stuff, and very much bigger than the music for this. This is very deep stuff he's talking about, and getting the finishing this album is going to be very interesting in how he does it. So it's going to be really fun doing the rest of this. You know, even though I want to get to albums like Neighborhoods by Blink-182, it's like... But the only reason why I like Angels and Airwaves more than Blink-182 is because they're, like, really good music. Like, it's impressive what Angels and Airwaves are doing. And there's a good fan base. So, no, like, shade to Blink-182 at all. I think I want to do more. I just have really been occupied with this band and other bands I do on the channel. Yeah, this is amazing start. I'm really enjoying this a lot. Anyways, part 2 won't be too long. It won't be like next couple of days, obviously, but it will be... It depends on how fast I move the other stuff, but if it starts getting pushed back a little bit more than what I want, then I'll just move it in front of whatever I'm doing, because, you know, we got this album as soon as possible. So, thanks for watching, have a good day, and I'll see you next time.